Everybody, Steph from the High Moon Podcast. And man, this has been just such a doomed season for the Philadelphia 76ers with just the amount of injuries. Specifically, I mean, look, we know Paul George's been in and out, and then his finger. I mean, he's been absolutely horrible, disappointing signing. So I was definitely wrong about that. I was very high on the Sixers when they got Paul George. And then now, we got Joel Embiid talking about, those reports that, he might get knee surgery, needs to have knee surgery because he's struggling from the surgery he had last year. Okay, and then now he's saying that he wants to clarify that if it gets worse, he got to do something. He's going to get surgery. Okay, and this is coming off of the 76ers giving a $190 million extension, man. And you know what? Shannon Sharpe absolutely eviscerates Joel Embiid on this. And listen, man, I like Joel Embiid. He's one of my favorite players when healthy. Okay, he's another big like AD when healthy. I'm not, it's almost insulting to put him and Anthony Davis in the same sentence, but these are bigs that get injury prone. Okay, it seems like Joel Embiid has a lot of these injuries that linger throughout the season. It can be season ending, as opposed to Anthony Davis, who gets just fragile and he gets banged up here and there, miss a game or two here and there, a week here and there, but tries to play most of his games, right? But nonetheless, it's another big that gets injured. Okay, so Shannon Sharpe goes off on Joel Embiid because Stephen A. tried to put the whole peak Embiid process was on Ben Simmons, blaming him for wasting peak Embiid, and Shannon Sharpe vehemently disagrees. I'm gonna play a clip and get back to you guys.
He falls to the peak that he fell to, Stephen A. He had a bad back. And instead of losing weight and trimming down to take pressure off that back, take pressure off those knees, take pressure off those ankles, what did he do? He thought it was cute to be sitting on the table eating McDonald's, eating fast food. It was funny. I can eat this here and bust everybody you know what. But in the end, it came back. The process, all this is a process of elimination. It is over for the Sixers. They tried Paul George, and unless something turns around, he hasn't looked like the Paul George at Indy. He hasn't looked like the Paul George at the Clippers, and he damn sure didn't look like the Paul George when he finished like third or fourth in the MVP when he was at OKC. Tyrese Maxey currently is their best player. Joel Embiid, you can't count on him, Stephen A. You can't. When has he been healthy for the entirety of a playoff? He limps into the playoff. He limps out of the playoffs. Instead, what he should have done, instead of playing for the U.S. team, and I'm glad he got a gold medal, he should have sat his butt down, because your loyalty and your allegiance is to the Philadelphia 76ers that dumped a boatload of money into your bank account. And what did they get for it? You missed the season because you had surgery. Now you hopping around, you out there on one leg, walking like a pirate. No, the Sixers, this ain't no Ben Simmons. This is Joel Embiid.
And you heard what Shannon had to say, and I mean, he's right. I mean, at some point, Joel Embiid got to take accountability for his failures of just staying healthy. Okay, just because you're big doesn't mean that, okay, I just got bad knees or whatever. I mean, what has he really maximized everything he's needed to do to be in top shape? Watching his diet, watching his health, knowing that he can be injury prone, knowing that all that weight and pressure can affect his joints and everything like that. It doesn't seem like he was taking things very seriously. Man, this is the same guy. You know what I'm saying? And look, in this article, he was like, he wished he could play. He wanted to play. He wished he could play every game this season, right? But this is the same guy that said he didn't want to even play back to back, right? And I knew him playing the Olympics. I was just kind of like, yo, you saw Kawhi. I was wondering why Kawhi dumbass was trying to play in the Olympics. I'm glad Grant Hill sent his ass home. Okay, and then Joel Embiid to play in the Olympics, and for him to stay upright in the Olympics, and then to be having all kinds of knee issues and pain, and the Sixers are paying you a lot of money. I'm sure the Sixers, were not happy about him playing the Olympics, but they can't really say nothing, But I mean, this is your franchise. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Tyrese Maxey's the franchise now, and I feel bad for Tyrese Maxey. Okay, I mean, he's on a max contract, and he looks like he's the Sixers' future, and they got to start focusing on rebuilding around him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this whole Sixers experiment has been an absolute disaster. Shannon was right. He said trust the process. That was the whole thing with Joel Embiid. When he was injured, not playing, and trust the process. Well, he's right. Shannon Sharpe is right. It's a process of elimination. It is absolutely done for Joel Embiid. Okay, I mean, we'll never get a healthy Joel Embiid ever. Okay, and Joel Embiid is just gonna collect checks. I mean, maybe you'll see Joel Embiid 25 to 30 games a year. And that's about it. I mean, he spoke this into existence about not playing back-to-back, and look where we are. Nick Nurse is on the verge of getting fired after this season. Is it fair? You know what? If you're a really good coach, you should be able to do a lot with less. without your star guys? Are you still able to win games and manufacture wins and implement your system? That's a lot to do because that wasn't what he was asked to do when he came to this team. He was here to coach Tyrese Maxey and Paul George, and Joel Embiid, and then now Paul George. And Paul George has absolutely been to show himself. I used to rip Tobias Harris, and he's looking way worse than Tobias Harris. So, you know what I'm saying? Shame on me for that, having high hopes for the 76ers. But, at the end of the day, Joel Embiid will look at as, one of the greatest, potentially could have been one of the greatest bigs in the NBA. Yes, he's won a he's won an MVP and everything, cool. Never got to a conference finals, right? You want to talk about a massive disappointment with the type of talent he has, and it's just like he's just going to be labeled as a guy who's injured. This guy had Hall of Fame written all over him, and that's not going to be the case for Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Look, one to have surgery on your knee. Nobody wants to hear that. You should have taken the rest you needed. You shouldn't have been in the Olympics. There's just so many things with Joel Embiid that is just absolutely disappointing because I like him. I like Joel Embiid a lot. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when Joel, I know this is probably not popular, but when Joel Embiid is 100% healthy, which is like probably never, but when he is at times, bro, like I don't want to hear about Jokic. Yo, give me Joel Embiid any time of day, right? But no. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for Sixers fans. They've been robbed of hope. And it seemed like, the days of Joel Embiid playing a lot of games and having meaningful playoff performances and impact, that's not going to happen anymore, man. The year he won MVP, he was on an absolute tear. And then, the following year, he looked like last year he's about to win MVP again, gets hurt, and that's it. You had a year and a half of peak Embiid, and that's all we got for him, man. So, look, Shannon was right. Peak Embiid, he only has, the blame of peak Embiid is on him. And I take care of his health and everything, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.